Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. It's Friday, so it's my PowerPoint presentation, literacy presentation. Apparently, an image really helps any of the verbiage that we use to describe this stuff, to define it, to analyze it, and point us in a better direction. Today's offering is called No Cosmos, No Apple Pie. It's very simple. To have something as simple as no big whoop, an apple pie, to do that, first of all, you have to have a planet that not only creates apples, but people who could recognize what food you can eat and what food is poisonous, as well as people who learned how to use fire to transform things, to mill grains, to find leavening agents. And in order to do that, you have to have a planet that provides all that. But the planet doesn't just exist in some kind of vacuum. It's part of our solar system, so we say. And the solar system itself is, again, part of the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is part of the galaxy, and the galaxy is part of everything else. So, strangely enough, in order to just have an apple pie, you got to have the whole universe. No cosmos, which means order, no apple pie. All right, so let's move on from there. Now, one of the problems we face is that the sacred canopy has collapsed, like an avatar. There's some kind of bioenergetic field that we're all connected to that our ancestors used to feel was our safety net. We could depend on that. It was the nurturer. It kept us. It restored us. It renewed us. It rejuvenated us. But those old teachings are at their terminal moraine. We kind of don't believe the same way that our ancestors did. They knew certain things intuitively about reality, and in a lot of other ways filled with superstition and ignorance. So the things that used to cover them, the plausibility structure that everybody bought into as a bulwark against the unknown, we don't have that anymore. So in many ways, I am here to both comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. So if you have some sadness or sorrow, the whole yoga approach is to help you deal with your suffering. And if you're too haughty, we're going to knock you down a couple of pegs with your karma that's going to bite you in the ass because you made unconscious choices out of your own lack of awareness. So that's the whole game. How do I become more self-aware? And then how do I understand what awareness itself is? So they say you got to clear the mud off the needle. You can't attract something to yourself if it's covered with gunk. It's called purification in yoga. So everybody has to do some form of sadhana or yogic practice in order to get rid of the stuff that blocks or obstructs or hinders or sabotages. And so much of it, of course, is internal and not just external. Now, just like in The Wizard of Oz, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You got to see through. This whole week I've been talking about the trickster, the ability to cut through the acid test. It shows you what bullshit and charlatanism is all about. But he did do something. Right? For those who lacked brains or courage or heart, he affirmed their potential. Gave each one something that they needed to develop their self-esteem about the gifts that they already had. Now, I love this little one. Our trials show that the new drug performs no better than the placebo. Maybe we should invest in a placebo. You go to a doctor, and the first thing that is you want a diagnosis. You hope that they're going to give you a word. Oh, you have bronchitis. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Now I have the nomenclature. I know what's going on. And you expect a prescription. Here, take this inhaler, take this pill 3 times a day, come back and see me in 2 weeks. All right. If you get the prescription, then you go back and how you doing now? Now it's the relationship with your doctor. You go back, you talk about it, they make changes, you have somebody who's on your side, you get a team there, and then after a while, say, well, I'll come back in 8 weeks. And now you realize from the relationship, you have personal responsibility. It's all on you. Now, you have to learn this as you go, because if you first came in and the first thing that the person said to you is, you don't need my help, it's all about self-healing. So take your will under control, and there you go. They say, you're such a charlatan. You expect something from the practitioner. So they give you the pill or the herb or the exercise or the reading material, and then the leash gets further and further away from the personal contact, and then it's all on you with personal responsibility. So it's the same thing. You come to yoga class, and if I just said, just experience who you are in your depth. You say, what a charlatan this guy is. So I give you an asana. Learn how to relax. Do this breathing. And then you keep on coming and we get to know each other and you kind of rely on the relationship. And then after a while, it's always about home practice. How are you going to take it and make it your own? Work the feel for yourself, not use other people's ideas. So this is what we have here. It's a toolbox. Yoga is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. It has know-how. It gives you the knowledge. It empowers you. It inspires you. And then you aspire to follow up on it. Know-how, knowledge, and inspiration. That's what it's all about. Now you have to learn to find the right environment for yourself. Get over the whole idea that the monastery is more appealing than the marketplace. If you're a householder, you think that seclusion will help you. If you're secluded, you don't have the buffering of the world to develop yourself. So learn where can you be the best version of yourself. So we say like a willow tree planted by the river, almost 100% actualization. It gets every nutriment it needs. Planted by the desert, not so much. So find the environment that will help you self-actualize and bring the peak performance that you're capable of out of you. And why? Well, the whole idea is get centered. If you don't center yourself, you wobble when you walk. And then your perception of reality looks very distorted. So we say that we can't fix your brokenness. Everybody comes in wounded in some way, but we can bless your brokenness. And we can experience in some way how where you stumble your treasure is. So your wound is a womb in which you're going to give birth to something. I hope you all find your way into understanding the depth of that particular statement. Now, as my teacher used to say, you yourself don't know what you're capable of. So what if you don't have a leg? Look what people can do. It's unreal what the will and determination can do. And yes, even, you may not have a six-pack abs, but what we're trying to say here is the body potential is untested. You just have to find out what's stage appropriate for you, or back away because you're afraid to find out that you might fail or that you're not up to the task. Take the challenge. If it was good enough for the masters and they say you got it within you, it's good enough for me, and I hope it's good enough for you. Then don't get rid of your weird part. Your eccentricity may be more important than your centricity. So look for movies that make you laugh and make fun of yourself. And hopefully have friends who you can make fun of so they don't get too irritated when you point out their flaws and make fun of them. So this is where your vibe attracts your tribe. Life says take a risk. Death says play it safe. Is that right? No, it's the other way around. Death says play it safe. Life says take a risk. You see? So you got to put yourself out there and find out what happens. Otherwise you'll regret. Could have been, should have been. Why didn't I? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Take the risk. It's definitely worth it. Now remember, all of us are hardwired for spirit, just like any house that's built is wired for electricity. But because you have free will, nothing can be imposed upon you. You have to want it to come in. You have to be aiming upwards. So just like in reality, you have to call the power company and say, turn it on. Right? So even though it's wired for that potential, you have to ask them to send you the juice. So this is free will. Are you asking? Are you looking upwards? They say every night the Buddhas look out over the Buddha fields to see who's looking upwards. And for those who are, they send you some. And then ultimately, this is one of my favorite quotes from Joseph Campbell, spirituality is the bouquet of natural life, not a supernatural grace added onto it. So enjoy your time while you're alive. That's the best time to realize that you are alive, and don't wait for some other time. Have a great day, and remember tonight I'll be at Chai Yoga Shack from 6 to 8 talking on inoculation against nihilism, and then tomorrow I'll be at Yoga View in Wilmette doing a workshop on conscious aging and radiance. Hope to see you there.